Well, a great win for Palace. I was just going to ask, do you think that's the best that Palace have ever played on the year since you've been at the club in the first half anyway?
Yeah, first half was really great to watch for everyone. I think it was the best half since we arrived, and it was just a result. It was just leading by one goal, and then when you play the champion, you always know they can strike back, especially when you see the last games, they always scored late goals, and to be fair, second half was such immense pressure, and we were lucky in a few times with Dean Henderson in 1-2 situations. And what makes me really proud today is then we conceded the equalizer, 90th minute, and then very often the momentum changes and you lose a game. Yeah? And we kept the heads up, played forward, and turned the momentum again, and we got the winner, the game winner, and then it really makes me really proud of the group. And also when I see Will Hughes wins the first header, Jeff Lerma the second, and Eddie scores the goal, 3 players who came on. Yeah, and that's why it was such a team effort today, and that's why we could win. So I'm really proud and delighted about the performance and of course about the win.
And Palace are now the only unbeaten side in the Premier League. What kind of achievement is that against some of the clubs that you're up against?
We're still in September, so nothing said to train before. It's last year maybe we were the only team who didn't have a win at this stage of the Premier League. It ended with the points record and winning the FA Cup. That's why we're always humble. So we take this positivity and these positive feelings and emotions that helps us to recover quicker, and it helps us in the daily work. But we will always talk about our game, and we have many positive clips we can show the players, especially from first half and the mentality again. But we also have things we can still improve. Yeah, yes, it's great to win. It's great to win against the champion, but in 5 days we play against Kiev. So in the next 2 days, players come in tomorrow, do recovery. I think the win helps us to recover mentally. The legs get the treatment today and tomorrow. Monday they will have off, and Tuesday we will start and push the team to win against Kiev.
In terms of bringing on Eddie and having 2 strikes at the end, can you explain what you're thinking there to sort of stretch the play a bit, because you were quite in your own half in the second half?
Yes, we're always making subs more position-wise, and especially it's just this, when we are under pressure, I wanted to bring on a striker, because then we can. It just makes no sense if you bring on more and more defenders, you get more and more pressure. So you have to play in Liverpool's half to get released from their pressure and not in their own box. And we could see it when they had 5-6 players in the box. They crossed from everywhere, and this is also how their goal happened. So this is always in our thoughts, and also my assistants had great idea today how we made the subs, and then we could bring the game forward again.
And just to be unbeaten for 18 games, an amazing achievement. Can you kind of reflect on what's gone into that?
I hope it will continue. And I talked about it before. It was real, and I told it to the players. Because sometimes then, as soon as you have in your head, we want to stay unbeaten, you want to defend something, and defending something is always passive for me. Yeah? But we want to win something. So the approach is to win the game. And we don't know if we're doing it every time. But I don't want that we say, yeah, just stay unbeaten. No. Go for the win. If it's a draw, we take the draw. If it's lose, we have to accept to lose. But the approach is go out and try to win the game.
Hi Oliver, another fantastic performance from your team. Could you talk a little bit about your emotions at the end and give your assessment on your captain's performance? I think he was excellent today, and obviously for well-known reasons in the spotlight, and then he even gave the assist at the end.
Yes, it's the emotions. I told the players last time when we won on penalties, I'm now over 50. They should look after my heart. Make it a little bit easier to relax a little bit earlier. And then on the other side, this is why we love football, having this at the end, and then in front of our fans, in front of the stand. It was just so great, and then I wanted to run to the players But after 5 yards, I stopped because I remembered I conceded a yellow card once, and I always then I have to pay something for the team, and this is then my wife gets upset with me, and then so it was the better way. And I mentioned in the press conference before the game is exactly what I expected from Mark. It's exactly what I knew Mark will show, because he shows it every game, he shows it every training, how good he is, what fantastic person he is. It's even more important than how good he is as a player, and he's so focused on his game, he's so focused on our game that there were no thoughts about everything else. So again, just shows how fantastic and how great Mark is.
I was going to ask you about Mark, but in terms of other performers on the pitch, Adam Morton, I know he only played 60 minutes, but the energy that he had all around, he just keeps getting better and better.
Yes, you can ask me now about almost every single player, because I think Daji Kamada played an excellent game. Ismail Asari was now out for 3 weeks, had 1 week of training. He was so threatening them with their runs. T. Mitchell, what a game, how he defended Mo Salah, and always being there and having, he could have 3 assists today, T. Yeah. And yes, Adam is the same. I thought he gets a little bit fatigued in the second half. I think he lost too many second balls at that stage of the game, but he also was injured, and we have a very tight schedule, so that was the reason. But we know what we have with Adam. That's why I started Adam and Daichi today. On the other side, Will Hughes and Jeff Lerma had deserved to start because they also played so well and they showed it then. Yeah, so it's good to have all these options now. And Adam is just a fantastic player. He's at the beginning of his career. We hope that we had a very unlucky last year with his injuries, and so we want to keep him fit. We have to manage him in the best possible way, and then he will have a great career, definitely.
Robin?
Hi, Oliver, hope you are. Palace of 2 years ago at 1-1 would have probably camped in the half and just tried to see the game out. It feels like there's been a massive culture change under your director at the club. Is it something you've had to get across to the players, that every game, even in stoppage time against the champions, is there to win?
Yes, this is what we are telling them since we arrived, and it's just what I experienced. I can just tell the players what's important for me and how is my character. And when I played many games, and then sometimes, and when we had these situations, and then we got passive, and then we got punished. And the next day, I always thought, "Come on, why we didn't play forward? Why we were waiting?" I told you, you don't say this in English, but like the rabbit in front of the snake. You don't have this in England, yeah? We say in Germany, you know what the rabbit is doing when there's the snake there. It just doesn't move and hopes. The snake doesn't see it, but it always gets eaten. Yeah? And that's where I really experienced this in 500 games sometimes. And then really Sunday I always thought that I hated myself for this. And then when I became a manager, I always thought, no, I don't want that the players experience this. Okay, we play forward. If we lose, but we always have this identity that we try to score a goal. And I think everybody would also say that we are very, very with a lot of focus on our defense, yeah? But in the defense we always want to prepare our attack, and this is never just defend to defend. Of course we have to defend sometimes, and we had to defend a lot inside the box, but when it's possible to play forward, let's play forward. And this is just our culture, this is our identity, and this is what we I think players really like.
Just on Eddie as well, back early from injury, good performance at West Ham, massive goal today. His confidence must be growing at the moment.
Yes, hopefully, and it's good to have him back. And he also at the end of last season he already showed that he can score many goals. He scored 2 against Wolves here in our last home game, and also the West Ham game he got he was fouled last year. When he had the penalty at the end, And yeah, it's good. He's so ambitious and he's working so hard, and I think he got the reward today. And it's also one of our slogans is, if you invest, you get something back. As it's one of my credos in my life. Told it I think once or twice. And if you invest in your family, you get it back. And in your job, if you invest, you get it back. And that is investing so much. And today he got the reward, getting the game winner in front of our fans, being celebrated. So yeah, well done, Eddie.
And do you take pride in equaling the club record of 18 games unbeaten, or is it purely just focus on the next game and beat the record in Kiev?
Yes, when you tell me, if you're always telling me, then maybe it will be in a few weeks. But at the moment, of course, I'm proud and I'm really love this group of players, and I see how hard they are working and how hard the staff is working. We had 2 set play goals today. I know my assistants, and I'm sitting here, but I know how my staff is working hard to get all these details into the players' mind. I know sometimes we are really, you say, relentless to the players, and pushing them, come on, and this and this and this, and they always keep going, they're always listening, and then we all get the reward at the moment. So that makes me proud, because I know it's a lot of effort, and not from Oliver Glasner, and so from every single player, from every single one in the staff, and from every single one in the club, and that's why it works that well at the moment.
Thank you. Last one here.
Yeah. Oliver, you just mentioned the set pieces. Can I please ask you about the long throw-ins in particular, because there's been a lot of talk about the long throw-ins. Why do you use them? And why do you think it's so difficult to defend? And what's your assessment of the long throw-ins in general?
We use them to score goals, so it's. When we were talking about it, I think there is one reason that makes it a little bit easier is there's no offside. Whereas in free kicks you have offside, so you can move everywhere. That means also the defense has to drop quite deep. So you see that, for example, when it's a free kick from the edge of the box, they hold the high line and you can't be there. Whereas when there is a throw-in, you can move everywhere in the box. Yeah? That means they have to defend a bigger space. Maybe that's a reason, but on the other side we have to defend this as well. It's a good set play tool to score goals. On the other side, you always have to be aware that you don't concede.
Okay. Yeah, thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Cheers.